After getting plenty of requests to do some tier lists, why not start it off with some MCU heroes? Let's head into it. Welcome back to my channel, everybody. I'm Movie Micah. Today we are doing a tier list ranking of all the main heroes of the MCU. If you have any thoughts on this, share some of your favorite MCU characters in the comments down below. Without further ado, let's get started. So let's start out with War Machine. I'm going to put him in the D tier. He's pretty underused in the MCU. I think he could have been more than just Tony's sidekick, but as of now, he's not that great. And he's going in the D tier. Alright, Gamora, I think she'll go in C. She didn't have a super long story. She's only been in 3 films. Hopefully, when Guardians of the Galaxy 3 comes around, she'll get more of a character arc than she has so far. I do think she's a good character, but not one of the top tier ones. Now we have Vision, and I'm going to put him in B. I think Vision is really good, but he definitely needs more time. I'm really excited for the WandaVision show. I think that'll be really cool, and we'll see what happens to Vision's character there. Okay, Hulk, I'm going to put him in A. Hulk is great. He's one of my favorites. He has changed a lot ever since his original film. It's pretty amazing what they've been able to do with his character when he's only had one solo film, and even that one, it doesn't feel like it's part of the MCU. Hulk is great. Any movie he's in, I think Hulk is one of the best characters. And let's go Bucky Barnes. He'll go in A tier. He is awesome in all the Captain America movies, and in Infinity War and Endgame, he was pretty amazing as well. I like him as Winter Soldier. I like him as the White Wolf. I like him as anything, and he'll get even more to do in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which I'm really excited for. Alright, Nebula. She'll go in C. She was massively improved in Endgame. Her arc got a lot more interesting there. And yeah, she's about the same tier as Gamora. Mantis. Okay, I could put Mantis in F. However, I am going to place her in D tier. Yeah, I think Mantis is okay. She's not good, but I saved the worst of the worst for F tier, and there's one character that I definitely think is below all the other ones. Alright, Scarlet Witch is going to go right next to Vision. She's about the same. They both came in Avengers Age of Ultron. They were great in Captain America Civil War, and they should have more to do in WandaVision. Also, she's appearing in Doctor Strange 2. That could be really awesome. Alright, now Thor, he's a really tough one. He's pretty inconsistent, I have to say. And Endgame is actually his worst film. He's not good in Endgame. I don't like what they did with him there. The way they made him into a joke was not the right thing to do. I do think Thor is a great character. He has had quite an arc, and if you think about what's happened to him over the course of these movies, it makes sense what he does in Endgame. I just don't like the way that they used him as a joke. Next, Doctor Strange. I think he's also A tier. I am so excited for Doctor Strange 2. He was awesome in his first film, and ever since then, he's been one of the most interesting characters to look at, and he's a huge part of Infinity War and Endgame. I really enjoy his character so far. Now we have Drax. I'm gonna put him in the C tier. He was always the guy who wanted to kill Thanos in the earlier Guardians of the Galaxy movies, but now, after Infinity War and Endgame, his arc never really resolved in those movies, and he didn't have a big part of either of the times that Thanos died in Endgame. Maybe could have done a better job with him. He's with the other Guardians of the Galaxy on the C tier right now. Iron Man. Definitely S tier. S tier is for the best of the best, better than an A. Iron Man is one of my favorite movie characters ever. Most of his earlier movies, he gets better every film. I think he has some better moments in the Avengers films than his own solo films. I don't think his trilogy is that amazing, but he is fantastic in all the Avengers movies, especially Endgame. He's another one that was massively improved by Endgame, even though he was great before that. And now we have Rocket, and another Guardian of the Galaxy will be placed on the C tier. I don't think a lot of these characters are amazing, but I mean, Rocket's fun. He goes with Groot really well. You can't really separate them. However, I am going to separate them. I think Groot is the best character of the Guardians of the Galaxy, and he's going on the B tier. Groot is awesome. Really, he's the best member of the Guardians of the Galaxy, really only because of his sacrifice at the end of the first film. I think he's a great character, and I would love to see more from him. Alright, next, Black Panther. It's really sad that Chadwick Boseman passed away, and I don't know how they're going to continue this character as good as they've been doing, but as of now, Black Panther is a fantastic character. Ever since he first appeared, he's been one of the most interesting characters to see. I think Black Panther has added a lot to the films that he's been in, and I wish we could have seen Chadwick Boseman in Black Panther 2. We'll see how it plays out. Next, we have Valkyrie. She was great in Thor Ragnarok, and I think I'll go C tier for her. She definitely had a great arc in Thor Ragnarok, and she only had a couple scenes in Endgame. So far, she's a really good character. Of course, they can do a little more with her from now on. And now we have Star-Lord, and I'm going to place Star-Lord with most of the Guardians of the Galaxy on the C tier. I honestly think he might be the worst member in the Guardians of the Galaxy. He was really misused in Infinity War. He did not act like a hero there. He basically ruined that one battle when they could have beaten Thanos. I don't think what they did with him there was quite right. Star-Lord is not as good as he could be. Ant-Man, he goes on the B tier. He's basically just the comedic character as of now, but his films are really fun. His character is really funny, and he had a big part in Endgame because he introduced us to the time travel aspect of the movie. So yeah, Ant-Man, he goes on the B tier. He could be better, but as of now, I think he's good. Now we have Wasp, and she's definitely not as good as Ant-Man yet. I'll place her on the C tier. She's pretty good. She works as an opposite to Ant-Man, where she already knows how to fight and everything, and she's actually good at being a superhero. Hey, hopefully we get an Ant-Man 3 where she can be in the spotlight even more. And now we come to Spider-Man, and he is definitely A tier. Some of you might have him in the S tier, but I think we could see more from Spider-Man, and we will. We absolutely will. Spider-Man 3 should be really good. And talking about Spider-Man 3, I'm really not sure what they're going to do with Jamie Foxx's Electro. I don't know how that's going to play out, but I am really excited to see Doctor Strange in that film. Anyway, I think Falcon's great. I'm placing him on B tier. He could have more to do, but he's one of my personal favorites. I think he is so great next to Captain America whenever we see him. I really enjoy the character of Falcon, and I'm really excited to see more of him in Falcon and Winter Soldier. I know I'm saying this for, every hero. I know I'm saying, they could be better, and we'll see if they can be more in this show or this movie. But, I mean, Falcon, I really do think he will be awesome in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier TV show. That's one of my most anticipated. And now we have Quicksilver. I'm placing him in the D tier. He was extremely underused. He only got, half of a movie. He barely got any time to be the hero, so he's one of the more underused heroes on this list. Next, Black Widow. Honestly, she could go in S tier, but I'm placing her in the A tier. I think Black Widow's really awesome. I don't know how the Black Widow film is going to play out because obviously we already know her full story. In Endgame, she was amazing. Her sacrifice in that film was absolutely incredible. One of my favorite MCU moments right there. I think Black Widow is one of my favorite characters. We'll see how her story continues in Black Widow, even though it will probably be a story that we don't need to see, but it'll be good to see her character back again. Nick Fury, I'm placing him in the B tier. He's one of the most important characters, and he's always cool when he shows up. There's really not much more to say. Nick Fury created the Avengers, really. Next, Hawkeye. I'm also placing Hawkeye right next to Black Widow in the A tier, and that might be controversial. I know some people really like to pick on Hawkeye, and granted, Yes, he is the weakest of the original 6 Avengers, but still, I think he's awesome, especially, I've said this for a lot of characters, but Endgame served him right, gave him a great conclusion. In Infinity War, when he wasn't there, I wish he was, and really enjoyed his character in Endgame. Black Widow and Hawkeye, I know, maybe aren't some of your favorite MCU characters, but they absolutely are some of mine. I really enjoy both of them whenever they show up. Now, let's move on to the final 2 characters that we have to place, and they couldn't be more different. Captain Marvel is going in the F tier. She is absolutely the worst one yet. She is by far the worst character to get her own solo film. It almost feels like the people writing the movie don't even understand what humans are, and she doesn't have any motivation. She has a really annoying personality. There's nothing for you to like about her character. She is very annoying, and she is easily my least favorite. And the final character is Captain America, and of course he is also going in the F tier. Nope, he is absolutely going in the S tier with Iron Man. He is my favorite MCU character of all time. Absolutely. I honestly think his arc is one of the most flawless character arcs, and it is amazing. He's been in 7 movies, and he's very consistent. In the first Avenger, it introduced him in the perfect way. The Avengers, the original Avengers, might actually be his worst movie, and he's not bad, but he's better in all of his other films. Captain America the Winter Soldier is when he's even better than he was in the first Avenger. Winter Soldier, they had to find a way to develop this character, but they really do pull it off. Civil War, Infinity War, and Endgame. He is amazing in those 3 films. Wow. Captain America in the MCU is my favorite superhero of all time. He might even be my favorite movie character. Personally, I think it is really amazing what they are able to do with him throughout all these movies. This is my MCU hero tier list. I hope you all enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and if you're new to the channel, definitely consider subscribing down below. You can also check out some of my previous videos over here. And yeah, thanks for watching. This is Movie Micah signing off, and I'll see you next time.